Are you kidding me? Columbus is down the field.
Who doesn't love sports? They have exciting stars, loyal fan bases, and compelling stories. And sometimes those stories involve a team or player beating the odds. Sometimes we love these moments because of the story behind them. An underdog team winning the title, or an aging player turning back the clock to drop a great performance when his team needs him. Well, today we're taking a look at some of the 1 in a million moments in sports. And if you missed them when they first happened, you might not see them happen again. But first, a simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's all your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. First up, the time when the Retrievers shocked college basketball. The University of Maryland, Baltimore County isn't a well-known college, and their basketball team isn't one of the blue bloods like Carolina or Kentucky. But for a day in 2018, they were on top of the basketball world. UMBC came into the 2018 NCAA tournament as a 16 seed, one of the lowest ranked teams in the whole thing. Everyone counted them out after they were matched up with the Virginia Cavaliers, a 1 seed and one of the best teams during the regular season. No 16 seed had ever beaten a 1 seed. In fact, they had lost 135 games without winning a single one, until UMBC changed that by knocking off Virginia in a shocking upset. The Cavaliers had only lost twice that season, but, well, that's kind of a footnote now. Ask anyone about that Virginia team, and the first thing that comes to mind is the way their season ended at the hands of a team they should have handled business with. Maybe they shouldn't have underestimated the good boys from the Retrievers. Next is when Leicester City wins the Premier League. The English Premier League is no joke. Not only is it one of the most competitive soccer leagues in the world, but the teams in it will pay almost any amount to get an edge on their rivals. The champion is usually a team with flashy stars and a huge payroll. Except when Leicester City won the league in 2016. The season was Leicester's 111th as a club, but for most of those years, they weren't anywhere close to competing for a title. In fact, at the beginning of the season, many foreign fans didn't even know how to pronounce their name. Leicester. Well, the team heard it all during that season, but by the end of it, everyone would finally remember their name. They had 5,000 to 1 odds to win the league coming into the season. For much of the year, their success was written off as a fluke, but the flukes kept happening, and Leicester beat enough of the top teams to take home the title at the end of the year. Ever felt like you're underachieving? At least you're not one of those Premier League owners that spent tens of millions on team payrolls just to lose the title to Leicester. Next, we have Boise State and the Statue of Liberty. Our next moment is from the NCAA again, but this time it's football instead of basketball. This one takes us back to the 2007 Fiesta Bowl, where Boise State wrapped up an undefeated season by taking down a higher-ranked Oklahoma team. At the end of the game display, the Broncos ran the Statue of Liberty. No, not the one in New York City. Next, we have the David Tyree helmet catch. This time, we'll take a look at the NFL and one of the biggest sporting events of the year, the Super Bowl. The New York Giants were facing the New England Patriots as a big underdog. New England needed just one more win to complete a perfect season. It was late in the game, and it looked like New England was going to complete their goal in becoming the second team to ever have that perfect season. However, Eli Manning had other ideas. Manning tossed the ball down the field, and in one of the best plays in NFL history, David Tyree brought it back down with the ball against his helmet. After the helmet catch picked up the first down, the Giants took the lead and sealed the win with a touchdown pass from Eli Manning to Plaxico Burress. Sorry, Patriots, you were so close to that undefeated, but at the end of the day, the helmet catch is the moment everyone will remember from that year. Next, Marshon Lynch goes into beast mode. Former NFL running back Marshon Lynch has had many great plays over the years, but none of them are remembered as much as his beast mode run against the Saints. It was late in the game, and the Seahawks needed another score to fully put away New Orleans and walk out with a W, and Lynch pulled through in the clutch. A normal run up the middle turned into a long touchdown when Lynch threw off tackles and ran for the sideline. And one Saints player who got too close found out just how strong Lynch's stiff arm move is. Lynch is currently a free agent, and if there's one play to sell a team on signing him, it's definitely this one. Next is the block that upset the Wolverines. college football isn't always fair. A lot of times a larger school plays a smaller one and wins easily. Sometimes these games aren't even close, but when Michigan took on Appalachian State at home in 2007, expecting it to be one of those games, they were in for a shocking surprise. The Mountaineers from Appalachian State hung on throughout the game instead of getting easily pushed aside like just about everyone had expected. Michigan was the 5th-ranked team in the country coming into the game, but by the end of it, they were trailing and needed a field goal to take the lead. Well, easy enough, right? All Michigan had to do was not miss the field goal with 6 seconds left and they would walk away with a win. But this list is one in a million moments, not expected moments. Appalachian State was able to block the field goal, and with no time left on the game clock, the game ended without Michigan getting another shot. Don't feel too bad for the Wolverines, though. They beat 9th-ranked Florida at the end of the season in the Capital One Bowl, which was ironically another upset. And how about the trade that sent Wayne Gretzky to the Kings? It's not often that a team gives up a player of Wayne Gretzky's caliber. Gretzky is known as the best player in the NHL's history, but back in times, top players leave as free agents. Next is LeBron's Decision. It's not always a trade that sends a player to another team. Sometimes the player makes the choice themselves to leave in free agency. That's what LeBron James did when he made the jump from the Cleveland Cavaliers to the Miami Heat. The way LeBron handled the move, however, makes it one of the most infamous departures in NBA history. And not just because it was the best player of the game switching teams in his prime. While his reputation has mellowed out in recent years, it's easy to remember when LeBron was one of the most disliked players in the league. A lot of the hate came from The Decision, the TV special that LeBron held on ESPN to announce that he was taking his talents to South Beach. Not only was the move to Miami criticized as taking the easy way out and building a super team with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, but a lot of fans thought the TV special was overly arrogant as well. Well, here's some advice for any NBA players watching. If you're planning on switching teams, just come out and say where you're headed. LeBron learned the hard way that dragging it out only creates haters. Of course, nobody can forget about that one time when Michael Jordan tried baseball. We've seen top players switch teams, but usually athletes don't switch sports entirely. It takes hundreds of hours of training as well as a determined attitude to become a pro athlete in a specific sport. By the time a player goes pro, their path is usually set. After all, why would someone invest the time to become the greatest in their sport only to throw it away and start over with another sport entirely? That was a good question for Michael Jordan, who did just that when he walked away from the Chicago Bulls to play baseball for a minor league team, the Birmingham Barons. Jordan might have been the greatest in basketball, but that didn't carry over so well to baseball. He didn't make it out of the minor leagues or even play that great for the Barons, with his time in baseball ultimately ending due to his return to basketball. The baseball phase is the section of Jordan's accomplished career that's easiest to forget, even more so than his time with the Wizards. Finally, we remember the night when the Baltimore Colts ran in the middle of the night. If a player leaves a team, they can be replaced. But what happens when the entire team leaves? Well, the city of Baltimore was left asking themselves just that when the Baltimore Colts took off for Indianapolis, thanks to Jim Irsay's problems getting a favorable stadium deal. The team leaving in the middle of the night isn't just a figure of speech about how they left the city quickly. They really did leave in the middle of the night in an attempt to avoid attention. The entire saga sounds amateurish. After all, how many sports teams can say they've snuck out of their city at 2 a.m. at the request of the eccentric owner? But for fans of Baltimore, this situation was very much a reality until the Cleveland Browns moved to Baltimore, bringing back professional football to the city at the cost of taking it from Cleveland. It's not all that bad for Baltimore fans, however, because the Ravens have been able to bring home 2 Super Bowl wins in their history as a franchise. They've also won both of them in the 2000s and later, which is better than the Colts have done during the same time. So there you have it. Thanks for watching the video. A simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's all your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple.